Hi, my name is Melissa, and today I am finally coming back with a video. I am so excited to be able to have some time to talk to you guys today. My husband and my 2-year-old son are both outside. He's helping Sam, the 2-year-old, he's helping Dada with the pool. So we'll see how this goes. I just thought I would sneak a video in while they were both occupied, and our youngest, Wayne, is asleep upstairs. So, because I have a lot to catch up on. I am alive for the let's just start off saying that. I know I've been MIA a little bit with social media. If you don't know, I deleted basically all of my social media except for YouTube off my phone. I didn't delete the accounts per se, but I just didn't want that distraction in my life at this moment. There's just too many things pulling my attention as it is. So anyways, it just, yeah, you know, something had to go. So but I feel like everyone kind of understands that, right? With social media, that it's kind of one of the first things that gets kind of knocked off the list. Anyways, so I wanted to catch you guys up on what's going on with me. So today is Saturday, Saturday, November 2nd. So Halloween just ended. We were a Frozen crew. So it was, me as Elsa, and then Andrew, my husband, he was Sven, the reindeer. And then Wayne was Olaf, or no, sorry, Sam was Olaf, and then Wayne was a carrot. So it was the cutest combination. I mean, not a lot of people got the carrot, like, grouping, but it made sense in my head because Sven loves carrots, and I just thought a carrot costume on a 11-month-old would be like the cutest thing ever, so it was really cute. So anyways, that was Halloween, but let's back up even more. So I've been in the throes of tax busy season, which ended October 15th. So before that point, I was just working my butt off, really, really busy. I'm really enjoying my new job. I know I updated you guys on that last time, but I really do love it. Even though it's busy, it's just, you know, it's just how it goes. Any accountant will attest to that's just how it goes wherever you are. Also, if you guys are wondering, this tea latte I made, 10 out of 10. I used some holiday tea I've been saving for the right time. So it's Jingle Bell Chai from David's Tea mixed with a pump of sugar-free vanilla syrup, and then just a dash of vanilla almond milk. And it's 10 out of 10. So let me sip this real quick before it gets cold. Like to pretend, like I've said this in the past, but I like to pretend that it's cold weather. It's not. It's cooler than it has been. We're in like the 70s, 80s at this point. It was insane actually in October. The first 3 weeks of October, we were still hitting over 100 degrees, sometimes over 110. Like, it was insane. And I know everyone felt that heat spell for a while, but like, yeah, Phoenix felt it pretty hard. But anyways, okay, back to what I was talking about. So yeah, I did busy season, finished that up on the 15th, and then literally the next day, the 16th, I headed to Utah to visit my family and take PTO and just kind of recoup. So my family lives in Utah, and we took the kids, and it was so special. It was so fun, and it was peak fall up there. All the leaves changing, and it's just beautiful up there. If you've ever been to Utah in the fall, it's like, yeah, it's gorgeous. The fall, like, leaves changing in the mountains, like you can just look up and see the beautiful Wasatch Mountains. And anyways, yeah, I know probably others feel the same, but when you leave a place for a while, some place that you've gotten used to or that you grow up with, and then you come back to it, you realize like how special that place is and how like beautiful, uniquely beautiful that place is. So yeah, for me, Utah is one of those places where like I go back and I'm like, wow, like I can't believe this was my backyard. Anyways, okay, so yeah, so we went to Utah, and while we were in Utah, I did hit up quite a few bookstores with my husband. It was really fun. So in one of the cities, they just opened a second in Charles. So I really wanted to see that because I'd never seen one in real life. So we did that. That was really fun. Very similar to like Bookman's here, where it's like mixed used and new books. And it's just kind of a plethora warehouse almost, with very reasonable prices for everything. So that was really fun. We went to Barnes & Noble, the flagship one for Brandon Sanderson, because my husband's a huge Brandon Sanderson fan. And we ended up buying a copy of The Way of Kings for me to read because he really wants me to read it. So we did that. And then what other stores did we visit? Oh yeah, so then one day my parents watched the kids while we went up to Salt Lake. And while we were up there, we hit up the romance bookstore that's called Lovebound Library. It's relatively new. Like I think it opened last year, 2023, maybe even this year. So it's very much like, from what I understand, it's kind of the same type of store as like the Ripped Bodice, but in Utah, and it's amazing. It was the cutest bookstore and most what's the word? Intricately, what's the word I'm looking for? Intricately curated bookstore where everything was thought out, where like there were displays for different types of romance genres, whether you were into fantasy, romantasy, dark, LGBTQ, I mean, historical. That's the section I was in for the most part. There was a huge contemporary section. And then there was also like, within like the different sections, there were recs for all of them. Anyways, it was so cute. And then they had like a little off, like room where they kept all their merch, and also kind of like a reading area. And so I checked that out too. And I got a really cute sweatshirt from that area. I should have worn that for this video, but that's fine. Anyways, it was amazing. And I got a couple books there. And then I also went to, what was the other bookstore that I went to? Oh, right. I went to Pioneer Book, which is like my childhood bookstore where I grew up going, and also like I just love it. I think it's beautiful. I have a postcard. So this is the postcard that kind of shows the storefront itself, which legit, this is how it is on the outside. The bricks are painted like book spines, and then this arch is the entrance to the bookstore. So yes, it's beautiful. This is in Provo. This wasn't in Salt Lake, but yeah, so I went here as well. So yeah, it was a bookstore filled week in Utah, as well as just a fun family week where we did a lot of like Halloween and fall activities, including like going to a pumpkin patch. Sam had never been to one, so that was really fun for him to experience. Anyways, it was really fun. I really should have vlogged it. Obviously didn't, but so now we're back home and finally able to kind of take a breath of air. I was in training for work for a couple days last week, like overnight stays. So, and Andrew as well, he was gone for a couple days. It's just been very busy. But we're here now. We're here at home, and yeah, I finally found a moment to film. So that is a really long update for what's been going on with me. And then I'm gonna talk about my reading now. One second, let me get another sip of this. Steve Donahue always talks about how he hates people sipping stuff on camera, but I don't mind it. Okay, so I wanted to talk about what I'm reading and then do a tiny book haul of the stuff that I got in Utah. So the two physical books that I'm reading, one of them is a continuation in a series, so I'll start with that one. That is The Land of My Dreams by Cynthia Herod Eagles. So this is the War at Home series. This is the third book in that series, a World War I Downton Abbey family drama. I mean, they've got the family tree at the very beginning of it, and all it is just like a huge epic tale of all these family members and their goings on during the war. And the thing that I'm loving about this book specifically is one of the characters, Diana, her story and how she's dealing with, well, actually I can't say, I don't want to say it's a spoilery in case you do want to read the series, but that part of the book is really what's making me turn the page to want to read more of her story. The interesting part about this is that even though there's chapters, the chapters don't necessarily mean that's the shift to someone else's point of view. It's all like random. So basically the only distinction is like if there's breaks in paragraphs, like for instance right here. So from this to this is shifting points of view to someone else's story. So that's like really all that helps you know. But I actually kind of like that because then you don't have to like go to the next chapter and know like, oh crap, it's only this one character's story and maybe you don't like that character as much. It's never really like that. Every single chapter has almost everyone in it. So yeah, I love this series so much. I know I've talked about it so many times, but yeah, I'm highly enjoying this. And then the other physical book I'm reading, I'm literally alternating between the two. When I finish one chapter, I start the same number chapter in the next, in the alternating book, if that makes any sense. So like, for instance, if you look at my bookmark, I'm on chapter 7 of In the Land of My Dreams. And then here in my bookmark, I'm on chapter 7. And this is Wild Highland Home by Alexandra Raife, R-A-I-F-E, sorry. This is a really beat up copy. It looked a lot better when I bought it. Literally, I had to tape the cover back on because my son ripped it off. And that's what happened here as well. And literally, yeah, you want to guess what happened to the first couple pages of the book? If you want to guess, yeah, a sippy cup spilled all over it. So all of my books, like pretty much, I just have to accept defeat with them getting obliterated. It's fine. It's fine. I know I can buy most of the books I own with almost very little money. They're all like on eBay if I needed a new copy for some random reason. But I make do. I make do with what I got. Anyways, so this story is all about, I just randomly picked it up, honestly. I remembered it had high ratings on Goodreads and like it kind of had the setting that I was wanting of obviously the Highlands, the Scottish Highlands. And then I read the back and I was like, all right, let's give this a shot. Basically it's about this girl named Claire which is so funny to me because like, of course her name's Claire and she's going to the Scottish Highlands, but, her name's Claire and it's contemporary, it's modern day, I mean, for when it was set, or when it was written, but she lives in London, and she kind of just reaches this very low point in her life where she is dealing with an alcohol addiction. She's dealing with like having to take like sleeping pills to be able to even function or sleep. She really, it's hinted at, but it hasn't gone into detail of something that happened in her past to do with her marriage, her ex-husband. She's divorced now, or maybe he died. And that's kind of like unraveled her. And so she reaches this point. She owns like, she's a co-owner in this hotel in London. And then she reaches this point where she's like, I need to step away, and I need to kind of face myself in the mirror and have some healing happen. And so she ends up deciding she's gonna buy this cottage. Very, like, there's a long story to go into it for how she ends up finding this cottage specifically, but she ends up buying this cottage in Scotland, and it doesn't have electricity. It barely has like any amenities, like not amenities, but you know, there's nothing great about this home except that it just has that like removed charm about it that she wanted. And everyone doubts her when she moves in, all the locals. It's set in, what is the actual city it's set in? It's like Inverbuie or something like that. What is it called? It's not gonna tell me. I'll put it down here. But that's where it's set. It's just a small coastal Scottish city area. But anyways, so she ends up being at first doubted by everyone that she's gonna stay, that she's gonna stick around because she's this outlander. And then she ends up basically proving everyone wrong by sticking it out and being a lot more tough than they realized. And anyways, I'm honestly only that far in, so like I don't know how this story is gonna progress, but it is so good so far. Just like charming, absolutely. Like the people she's meeting are all genuinely like good people, and you're also seeing like her inner struggles and how she is trying to kind of heal herself and get to a better place. And so there's like a really beautiful lesson there about just kind of like how to go about you know, accepting what's happened, but also trying to move forward. So anyways, I'm loving it. And also there's gonna be a romance in here. I know that from the back, but I wouldn't classify this as a romance novel yet. Like there's nothing, it just feels very, very like women's fiction sort of, or just like a contemporary women's fiction story. And it's compared to Rosamund Pilcher, like one of her books. So I think that's kind of where it's going. But long explanation for this book, but I'm really enjoying it. So these are the two physical books I'm reading. And then the audiobook I'm reading is The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. I've read this book before. I know I have, but it was forever ago. I want to say like 2016. And I hardly remember it. Ironically, that character's name, like the girl character name in that book, is Claire too. That's so funny. But yeah, I wanted to read it on audio because there's like, it's like a dual cast narration. And I was kind of in an audiobook slump, and I just wanted something that I knew I would probably enjoy. And this kind of just popped into my head randomly. I saw it at a bookstore. I didn't buy it, but I saw it at a bookstore, and I was like, I remember loving that book. And the movie. The movie's good too. I should reread that. And then here we are. So So yeah, I'm reading that or listening to that, and I'm like, I don't know, probably 10 to 15% of the way through. Yeah, there's some awkward stuff going on in there that like I remembered from the first time I read it too, where, you know, he's super old and he's meeting her because he time travels back in time and meets her when she's super young. Kind of weird. But anyways, yeah, so that happens, but just to warn you in case you were interested in the book, but it doesn't bother me, so whatever. But okay, that is everything. That's all I'm reading. And I'm really enjoying everything I'm reading. Thank goodness, because I've had a lot of DNFs and kind of meh books recently. So like it feels good to like the books I'm reading right now. And with all that, I am going to now just jump into the book haul portion of this video. It's gonna be quick. Hopefully like low key, I did have a ton of books that I bought, and we had to like shuffle around where the books were placed in both of our suitcases to make sure the weight limit was okay for both suitcases. Because as you'll see, like I chose the worst books to bring on a plane. I don't know what I was thinking, like just huge hardcover books. Let's go there. Okay, so like I said, the first thing that we ended up grabbing is a copy of The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson in a mass market edition, because that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Yeah, Andrew really wants me to read this. I actually did start it when I was in Utah, because I wanted to like ask him questions as I was going, because he's rereading the series for like the fifth time, getting ready for the new book to come out in December. And so I got that far. The smallest dent ever in this ginormous book. But anyways, yeah, highly confused. Have no idea what's going on. We'll pick it up at another point, but that time is not right now. Okay, so yes, here's this book. Okay, the next book is one I got at Second and Charles, and it's so random, but it's called Rain Tree County, and who is it by? Look how beautiful. Look how stunning. Let's look at the back too. I don't know. You guys can see that. So pretty. It is by Ross Lockridge Jr. And basically the concept of this book is it is set July 4th, but it's multiple years. So it's like the same place in like covering centuries of time, from what I understand, or maybe a century. Let's see. So yeah, anyways, it sounds awesome. So like it goes from 1844 all the way through 1892. Okay, so only like 50 years. But anyways, yeah, it's all set during in like the South. And from what I've gathered from like Goodreads reviews, and also there's a movie that was made, this was like a bestseller when it was printed, and is really beautifully written, but other than that I don't know much else. So this was printed, this is from 1947. So crazy. And yeah, this book, it was actually 1948 printed. So it's an old book, but I love old books, as you guys know. So yeah, so I got this. This was $4. So anyways, there's that. Okay, the next two are books I got at Pioneer Book. These are the two that I was like, why did you do this? I don't know. Okay, they are the second and third book in a series I'm very eager to start, because I've been told by a lot of people that I will love it. And that is the, well, actually, I don't know what the series is called, but the first book is called God is an Englishman. And these are the next two in that series by R.F. Delderfield. So the next book in the series, I want to say, is Theirs Was the Kingdom. And then the third book is Give Us This Day. And okay, the reason why I bought these books is I couldn't resist, like, how cool these covers are. Yeah, they're so cool. They wrap around. They're beautiful. They've got deckled edges. They've got maps on the end pages. Like, come on. Oh yeah, so here's the last sentence in the plot summary here. It is one of the most successful and compelling family sagas in English literature since the Forsyte Saga. And you guys know how much I love the Forsyte Saga. So yeah, so I got this one and I got this one. I'll show this cover too because it's super colorful and beautiful and I love it. So had to get it. Yeah, so this is the final volume in that series. Kind of less exciting end pages, but that's okay. And anyways, yeah. So I got those two. Now I just need to find the first one in this like big hardcover. I have it in a trade paperback or in a mass market paperback, which honestly is easier to read, but you know, I have the other two in these, so. Okay, my mom, when it was my birthday in September, I got a text from Pioneer Books saying, come in, here's $10 credit, no minimum purchase necessary, just have at it. And I was like, okay, this is literally free books to go to Pioneer Book. So I told my mom to, if she had time, to go look at the bookstore and buy me a book, and that could be her gift for me for my birthday. That sounds so bad, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just like a cute idea. And so she asked me which authors I was loving, if there's anything I wanted specifically. So I gave her a list of authors, like not specific books, but just authors if she wanted to like buy something specific that she knew I would like. And they had in their store a Library of America edition of Willa Cather's early novels and stories. So beautiful copy, by the way, like how gorgeous. It's used, but it looks like it's brand new. And I can't believe how beautiful these books are. I've never owned a Library of America edition before. And it came with this bookmark, super cute. It's got a reading list on the back. Literally gorgeous. And the papers, like they're just like, they're smooth and they're like wafer thin, but like you can tell this book binding will last forever. Like amazing. So yeah, here's the book my mom got me for my birthday, and I'm so happy she did, because also Willa Cather is a author I've fallen in love with this year, and so I can't wait to read more of her from this book. Hey, do you want to say hi? Hi to the people?
Hi, and the people.
If you hear my husband or Sam in the background, it's a lively house. It's all good. But the next book I got at Pioneer Book was the second in the In Death series by Nora Roberts. I forgot to mention this, but I'm reading Naked in Death, the first book in the series in my Kindle, like on ebook. So I saw this, and it's in the same like cool edition that I actually own of the first book as well. That's like old school. And I know I'm gonna love this series, or at least like the first 3 or something books. That she originally intended it to be a trilogy before she went hog wild and made like 50 of them. But yeah, so I got this book because I thought it was a really unique find and fun that it was in the same edition as the first book I own. Okay, and then I have 2 more books to show real quick. These 2 are both books I got at Lovebound Library, that romance bookstore in Salt Lake City. And they're both books that, well, one of them I've read before, and I just wanted to read it physically because I read it via audiobook like forever ago, pre-2020. I want to say like 2019. And that is Romancing the Duke by Tessa Dare. I love Tessa Dare. I love her writing. She's so witty and funny and modern and perfect. And I know that she's loved by many as well, because obviously she was one of, I mean, the historical romance section of the bookstore was pretty small. So like to have your books in there was meant something, you know what I mean? So I picked up this book, and then, and I remember loving this book when I read it. And then the other book I read, the other book I got, I haven't read yet, but I know I'm gonna love because everyone loves it, and it was like a booktube darling forever ago, and it sounds very kind of like You've Got Mail-esque and British and all the things. So yeah, that's The Flat Chair by Beth O'Leary. And I love this cover too. I think it's so cute. I love it way more than the other cover that's just like a bed. Anyways, so yeah, so that's the other book I got in like the beautiful like matte floppy paperback. So can't resist. So yeah, that is all of the books I bought in Utah and had to haul back. And I think that's everything. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and comment and subscribe if you want to see more from me. There will be more videos coming. And I appreciate your patience and your support for my teeny tiny cute booktube channel. Okay, talk to you guys later.